There is this label that has been placed on me since the day I moved. Like an unknown package thrown into Japan, this label attempts to address my presence. Hikokushido, a word used for Japanese students who have returned from a foreign country. 4 characters that explain a person's story and their situation that they have unfortunately fallen into. A title that practically speaks for them, but is also the one that attacks and interferes. And strangely enough, this word, translated as returnee, only seems to exist in Japan. But why? Well, it's simple. People so accustomed to conformity try to group these people who are different, often under a label which better identifies them. But this label is nothing but a wall simply between those who have lived in Japan and those who haven't. And I've also come to realize that the length of time spent overseas cannot exceed the length spent after returning. For me, I have lived outside of Japan for 15 years. In 15 years, I'm no longer considered a returnee. But then again, there's also a minimal amount of time that has to be spent living abroad. For my school, Doshisha International High School, that minimal amount of time, a year and a half. But what about those students who study abroad for a year? For them, coming back to Japan doesn't seem to make them a returnee. But does that 6 months really make that much of a difference? And so why is that? Why is there this set amount of time? Well, that undeniably has to do with the state of mind and how that state of mind changes as one continues to live in Japan. For a person that has lived abroad and experienced different cultures and ideas, and coming back to Japan, they're fit under this label because they can't conform like everyone else. And this also explains why no adult is ever considered a returnee. Someone who has left Japan later on in life has already exceeded the period of time which they could be influenced by the things abroad, and that could change them completely. This word is often used by schools for young students who are still open-minded and can adapt at a quicker rate. A young kid leaves Japan for a more diverse country and comes back with ideas like, it's okay to be different, and it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be different, and it's okay to be yourself. He has a better understanding of what individualism looks like. But just as these ideas changed him, they could be stripped away just as quickly. And that is why kids like him become the perfect target to this title, returnee. For him, coming back to Japan, the society where there are strict cultural norms and the social expectation to be similar to the person next to him, it's only natural for him to try to conform and try to change. But these wonderful aspects of this young child should not be rejected. Not only does this provoke the loss of his identity, but it also contributes to the dismissal of the potential that he may have and the contributions that he may bring. What I mean by this is that diversity actually fosters prosperity. Difference is what we need, not something to be scared of. And actually, there's research conducted that proves this right. Researchers at the University of Michigan took 2 different groups, a homogeneous one and a diverse one, and used the same project. The homogeneous group, made up of people of similar backgrounds and similar races, came to conclusions quicker and agreed on the topics that they were talking about. On the other hand, the diverse group, made up of people of different backgrounds and different races, found it really difficult to come to conclusions and agree on things because they challenged each other. But looking at the results, the group that pushed each other beyond their limits had the best outcome. We do see diversity fostering prosperity. And whether it's because Japan fears change and fears difference, and whether it's because it's difficult to work with diverse groups, that doesn't matter. Because it's the 21st century. And as our globe is rapidly moving with people from place to place, we need to build our society. A society that can take in diversity and difference. We need to wake up and realize that our society cannot have labels like these and barriers. Barriers like the label retraining. Thank you.